Uh, Let me just finish writing. Hello, Peter. Hello, everyone. Let me just put your page here. There. I think it's right. Let me know if there is a problem. All right. So, hello, everyone.
And I think today it will work. Let's hope for the best. Cross your fingers. Oh, yes.
What's up? How's it going?
Here you are. So good to see you. Finally.
Nice to meet you, finally. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Sorry?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can. Sorry,
Okay.
I just didn't hear you. So, how's it going?
I'm good. Things are great.
And in Brazil, it's hot. It's hot now, isn't it?
It is. I say the same thing every time, every live stream. It's always like around 30 degrees Celsius, and it's the same right now. Today's supposed to be the first day of spring for you, right? And the first day of autumn for us.
Yeah.
But
So
it
it's getting
doesn't feel
colder.
like it.
Is it getting colder? But is it getting colder in autumn?
It was supposed to be getting colder, you know, but this year it feels different. This year, it feels very, very warm. Still, like it feels like summer.
Yeah, guys, I want to say hi to everyone. Hello, guys. Hello, girls. Thank you for joining the live. This is Erika. She is a teacher from Brazil. And where exactly do you live in Brazil? Because many of my followers are Brazilians, actually.
Yeah, I live in, my city is called Belo Horizonte, and it's in the southeast. It's not on the coast. Southeast, yes. It's not on the coast, and it's not very, you know, it's not close to Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo. These are the two main, you know, biggest cities here. Belo Horizonte would be
major cities.
Major cities, that's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you? I was watching now. We are following you on YouTube too. Both,
really?
I have two accounts. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You also have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes, we do. Melhore Seu Inglês. And yours is Melhor English with Peter. So guys, follow him because his channel is awesome. So
thank you. Thank you. And I would like to ask, could you type the name of your channel in the comments so people can follow you too? Because I'll type the name of my channel. It's because I honestly. It's in Portuguese. Your channel's name is in Portuguese, right? I can't understand how it's pronounced.
But you are a polyglot. I found that information out because in your introduction, in your video where you introduce your channel, you say you're from Ukraine, right?
Yeah, I'm from Ukraine. That's right.
That's so cool. So
thank you.
You speak Ukrainian, right?
Yeah, not so fluently because I honestly haven't used it since my high school. So because where the city where I lived in Ukraine, we primarily spoke Russian because it's a Russian-speaking city.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about that too. If you spoke Russian, so you do.
Yeah.
And now English.
Yeah, English. I've been passionate about English for about roughly 5 years now. And what about you? Tell me about yourself. You are an English teacher, right? And you're Brazilian, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So
And I can't hear a bit of Portuguese accent in your English. So good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an accent in every language I speak. So people are asking you, how are you? What is this? This is
I'm awesome, guys. I'm awesome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. This is Erika from Brazil.
So RNT is asking, how's the weather in your country? Where are you now? Are you in Denmark?
Yeah, I'm living in Denmark currently, but I'm Ukrainian by nationality. I'm not Danish, but I also speak a little bit of Danish. I can understand pretty much. And what about you? You speak Portuguese and Spanish, right?
Yeah, Portuguese, and then, well, the first foreign language I started learning was English, of course. That's the main language everybody should know. But I'm passionate about languages in general. So after English, I started learning French, Spanish, Italian, a little German now after the advent of the internet. And last year, I focused on Polish, which is...
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing, incredible. Because actually, I was born in Poland, and my parents speak Polish. Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you can say a few words.
Me?
You understand jak się masz? Jak się masz?
No, not really.
No?
I don't speak Polish at all.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Jak się masz means how are you? How are you?
How is it? Sorry. How is it? Jak się masz? Yeah, my parents will understand because they're probably watching this live, so they will understand you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Polish, yeah.
So they speak English too, right?
No, I mean, my mom, she speaks a little bit of English, but my dad doesn't. But he understands because of our emotions and body language, so it's fun for him too.
So, like you, I can see that you are passionate about English and maybe about languages and maybe about reading, because many of your posts are videos are filmed in a library. And Adorkable is asking, are you in a public library, Peter?
Yeah, it's
everyone wants to know that too.
Let me show you how it looks here. You are wondering, perhaps you are. So it's a gorgeous, quaint library. Yeah, and it's empty as well. So good for us. Luckily
because you record many of your videos there, right? So
yeah, exactly, because it's such a cool place, and I don't have anywhere else to do that. I mean, it's the best place where I can do it.
It's the best. It's very inspiring, right?
Yeah, thank you.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, and let's see, people are saying stuff here. So I also have to say, your page is amazing, and your posts are amazing. I love the words that you have been choosing to teach. It's so cool. And I remember, words.
You know what? The words I've been choosing are the words I'm learning. So if I learn something new, I would like to share it with others. And it's encouraging for myself too, because I'm inspired to learn more by others, because I feel more responsible now. Yeah.
This is awesome. It feels like you prepare a lot, right? You practice, you prepare, and the impression I have is that you will never forget these words. And we also, I will never forget them either. For example, the word buttress. I remember the word buttress. And I've seen this word.
I encountered this word for the first time, perhaps 2 weeks ago, because I've been listening to an audiobook. And I heard this word so many times used, and I couldn't even understand what could it mean. It sounds so weird. But then I researched it, and I realized that buttress means to reinforce, to strengthen, and to
fortify, to support. Yes, that's amazing. I like reading. I love reading. So I've seen this word before in the past many times, but you know, seeing it now again, it's very cool, right? And your reach is great. So it's nice to see that a lot of people are now feeling inspired to, and you know, maybe doing kind of the same thing.
That's my goal, to share my passion with others and learn together with you guys. Thank you for watching and learning with me. It's
definitely
awesome. Yeah.
This is a tip, actually, right? A good way to learn is by teaching. This is what I do. I don't really teach Polish. I cannot do that because I'm a very, you know, I'm a beginner. But I do live streams, and where I'm studying, and then last year I was doing that with a book. I was teaching grammar, Polish grammar, like trying to learn and memorize the cases.
It must be really difficult. It must be arduous for you to because the Polish language is so different from English, from Portuguese, I believe.
It is. Yeah, it's a Slavic. Yeah. My first is Slavic language. My first, because all the others are either Germanic or Romance languages, and this is the first one. But it's funny that you're saying that, because it's a lot of new things I need to learn, like the cases, you know, things like that. But I love it. I love it so much that I like the way I feel. That, you know, if I feel tired, I love this feeling of being tired after a good study session, and I bet you feel that way too, right? Let me ask another question before the game. You listen to audiobooks.
Let me tell you one thing. You said that you after you finish learning something, you feel accomplished. You feel that you reached the peak of the mountain which you've been climbing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it feels really good.
Yeah, this is great. Because it's, of course, I'm a beginner in Polish, but I make plans. I set up goals and plans, different lengths. So the longest one was 12 months. I told myself last year in April that I would study Polish for 12 months. And now in 1 or 2 weeks, it will be the end of, I'll reach this goal. But inside this big goal, I broke, you know, I came up with other projects, and then a smaller project, shorter project. So I don't know, challenges. I took part in many challenges that lasted a month, sometimes a weekend, sometimes a week. So reaching the end of these goals is, for me, it gives me energy to continue. You know, I love that.
Amazing. And how exactly are you learning Polish? What resources are you using?
I use absolutely everything I can get my hands on, but what I've been using very regularly is Duolingo. I am one of the few people I know that can, you know, I'm obsessed with things, so I'm obsessed with Duolingo. My streak is now 350 days.
Wow, you must be really good.
Yeah. So I use Duolingo a lot, but I also use videos on YouTube, either people, you know, teachers teaching something, or music. I listen to music. I use lyric training to sing together.
Do you listen to Polish music?
Yes, of course, and I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Just now before the live stream, I was practicing one of the songs. I like to record them and post them to my other Instagram page account, which is Polyglot Erika. So there is, if you want to see me singing, I'm there.
Okay.
I love that.
How is
because
singing Polyglot Erika?
Oh yeah, let me write here. But I like singing because it helps get the pronunciation right, and
it's fun. It's really fun, isn't it?
It's super fun. My voice is not the best. I haven't had any training in singing, you know, so I'm saying this because a lot of people may say, oh, but I don't know how to sing, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about how well I'm singing. I care about having fun.
I can relate to you. I can relate.
Yeah.
I love to sing, but I'm horrible at singing. My voice.
Yeah. So movies, TV shows. Unfortunately, it's very hard for me to find TV shows and movies that are Polish in the Polish language. So this is bad. But I try to follow.
Why? Sorry, but I didn't understand. Why did you decide to learn Polish specifically?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Because last year I decided to experiment with Instagram and see if it was possible to look how well I could learn a language using Instagram. I didn't want it to be English. I didn't want it to be any of the languages I had already started learning. I wanted a new language for me. And then some friends mentioned they were learning Polish here in Brazil. And I said, okay, Polish it is. I didn't know anything.
Why not Russian?
Yeah, no, because I heard Polish first. Otherwise, I would have to. There are so many cool languages I want to learn. Russian is one of them, and all the Eastern languages. Actually, I've started learning Indonesian, Thai, and Hindi, which are very difficult. But I want also to learn Korean and Japanese and Chinese, Mandarin, Chinese, and all these languages. But anyway, I needed to choose one. And sometimes when we come across, you know, a lot of choices today with the internet, sometimes people feel anxious. Yes, there's so many things to choose from, resources. So when this happens with me, I pick the first one. It's the first one.
Just so the first one that comes up.
The first one, yes. And I pick the first one and I stick with it until the end. I don't give up in the middle. I don't do that, you know. And usually what happens is that, for example, in the case of Polish, I didn't know a lot in the beginning. It felt weird, a weird language. It was difficult and the sounds were difficult. Everything was difficult, but I stuck with it for a week, for a month, for 6 months, and then I fell in love with the language. So yeah, I think it's a matter of time.
What if your past self, the person you were in the past, you made a mistake? Because we are susceptible to mistakes, you know. Sometimes we are saying that I'm gonna be committed to this thing for until I die. I had many times in my life when I wanted to become a programmer, and I made a commitment. I'm gonna be a I will become a programmer, but eventually I quit because I realized that it was a horrible commitment, a horrible decision, because I'm not a programmer.
No, yes, of course it makes sense, right? You have to reevaluate as you go along. I do that all the time. I reevaluate, and I need to see all the time what's going on. You know, I need to reflect, to think about what's happening and say, is my plan still good? You know, does it make sense? Does it make me happy? You know, does it make me feel good? Does it make others, right? Am I helping others and things? So it's important. Yeah, I don't go blindly. I don't follow a plan blindly, automatically. No. In the case of languages, it usually works. And of course, there are many times in which I have to change things. You know, yes. So you cannot just make a plan and follow it without thinking about what's happening. It's important to see what's happening, right? And so if it's necessary to make a change, just go ahead and change it. I'm not afraid of changing, you know, veering towards another direction. It's like not a problem.
The more languages you learn, the easier it's to grasp new ones, right?
Yes, it is. Because you get those patterns, for example, subject, verb, object. Some languages are like that. Some are subject, object, verb. And then I'm not afraid of that anymore, because all the languages I learned first were subject, verb, object. But now I'm used to different, you know, structures, different word order, grammar. Yes. So
it's like very exciting. I can totally relate to that, because when I moved to Denmark, I spoke decent English, of course, fluent English, and I understood grammar very well. So it was easy, really easy to understand Danish, how Danish structure, because it's akin to English, very similar to English.
I think I started to dabble with Danish because 5 years ago I started learning German, and I spent a year and a half learning German. After that, I took a look at the languages, the languages that kind of belong to the same family, Germanic languages. So I took a look at Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish, and it was and Dutch too. And it's a lot easier than German. It's very I can breathe
if you speak English, because they're similar to English, especially Danish. Yeah, especially
Danish. I think it's closer to English than German. German for me is very hard.
Yeah, much closer. I actually studied German in school, and I was terrible at it.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't like it. You also studied it at school.
Me?
Yeah.
If I studied at school? No, I studied by myself.
Oh, by yourself. Okay.
By myself, at school, only
these
English.
Articles are so confusing, are perplexing. These das, die, or der, der.
Yeah, yes. This is one of the main problems. It's like challenges, I would say, with the language, because you need to memorize the article that goes with the noun, and then memorize the cases, how the cases work, and then you need to practice a lot.
Needs practice, so,
let's just take a quick look at what people are saying here, then we can maybe start playing the game.
Yeah, sure.
So Ferrari is saying, am I too late? How long since the live started? 20 minutes, I guess, around 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 22 minutes now.
22 minutes, there you go.
Yeah.
Leo is saying, no, the one above. Today is the first day of spring in Iran and New Year.
Oh.
This is the New Year in Iran today. That's so cool.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
Fascinating.
It is.
Yeah.
How many languages do you know? So I would say 7 languages that I have studied more seriously, and other languages more superficially.
I'm just trying to find the document where I prepared the phrasal verbs last week.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Everything was down last Wednesday, right? The internet, the Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram was down, and Facebook. I heard that Facebook also was down, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But if you don't find it, I don't know. We can just keep talking, because the conversation is great.
Sure. I mean, let's play that game. I have that document.
Have you found them?
A few seconds to find it on my Google Drive.
Oh, we need to read some of these comments, Peter, because they're for you. My dear Peter, tonight is the Iranian New Year's Eve. I invited you to Iran. My dear. I'm in love with you. You rock. This is lovely.
I would love to visit Iran. Thank you. Thank you for your words, mate. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would love to visit it one day. I have many acquaintances from Iran. Even here in Denmark, many Iranians come and move to Denmark, and also Kurds who are Iranians too. So
nice.
I would love to visit it.
Alex is saying something in Polish here. Cudowna kobieta, życie powodzenia w nauce. Życie powodzenia w nauce.
It's my friend Ola from Poland. Hi.
Okay, cool. I need to practice, because I haven't been speaking to anyone, and this is something we need to do if we want to get better, right? To become fluent, you need to find someone to practice. I like Brazil. I hope someday to visit it. RNT. Yes, you're welcome. Came across. So let's just start with phrasal verbs. So Peter, let me just contextualize here. The phrasal verbs that I pick, they come from things that I come across, again, from like when I'm listening to an audiobook like you, or a podcast, or a TV show, something like that, I like to, and like you, I like to use the live streams to practice. Okay, so they are not like phrasal verbs like get up, wake up. They are a little bit more on the formal side, maybe, you know, less colloquial. So
yeah,
anyway,
I will try to. Hopefully, I don't fail, or maybe fail, even if fail.
Yeah, nobody will fail here, because in this game, points don't matter in the end. So we'll help each other. And I would like the followers, the people who are here, to help us too. Please, please. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is explain. We are not saying what the phrasal verb is, just trying to explain, give examples, do the best we can. Sometimes it's hard, I know. And the other is going to try to guess. Okay, but you guys can help too, please. All right, would you like to start?
Well, sure, of course. So let's say I enter a library where I'm sitting right now, and I have I wish to read something. And what should I do first before opening up a book? What is it?
Before opening the book.
Yeah, yeah.
Before opening the book.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it's not browsing. It's not browsing, and browsing is not a phrasal verb anyway, right?
No, it's like I need to do it for sure. It's like most basic thing. Yeah.
Our Nagal is saying go, sit on a chair. You need to sit on a chair.
No, not sit on the chair.
If you want to come to Iran, just tell me. To look up. Hugo, English, thank you.
The good book. Well, not exactly, not exactly. It's more physical.
You pick up?
Yes, exactly. It's the pick up. You need to pick up.
Pick up the book. Great job.
Yeah, you need to pick up a book, and then you can open it up, of course, and read.
Excellent. So diverge entirely. I like your name. Look around. So there are many other related phrasal verbs, right? You can also look around a little bit, right? Before you
you can look around, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So good job. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, mine is, it's the two words, the verb and the preposition, they are common, super common. Okay. And because these phrasal verbs have different meanings, right? So this phrasal verb has a very basic common meaning, which means to arrive. To arrive.
To arrive.
To arrive. But here, I mean, when you're waiting for something like a package in the mail, or a letter, or let's see other examples here, or even a vehicle like a train. And then you would ask a question like, what time does the train? Phrasal verb.
Okay, I need to think.
When the particle can... No, the particle cannot be moved. Hello, Shosho. Yeah. So the particle cannot be moved here. Okay, it's just the verb and the particle. So I would also say a letter has just, so it means arrived, has just arrived.
Okay.
So we can also, I'm using this with objects, but we can use it with people too.
Deliver, somebody says deliver ads. I'm not, is it deliver ads? I don't think so.
But it's part in relation to you, in relation to you. So suppose you are inside a building, arrive up, no. You're inside a building, the library or something, show up, no. The preposition is in. The particle is in. So, okay, ITS Tyler got the particle right, and now you need the verb. So,
Yeah, so, but the verb, what could it be? What could it be?
Yeah, it's a movement towards you. Okay, it's
towards
yes. So it's a movement
Came.
in your direction.
Come in.
There you go.
No, not.
What did you say? What did you
come
say?
in, right? No?
There you go. Come in. Come in.
Okay.
So this is interesting.
Come in.
There you go.
Okay.
Come in.
Awesome.
I didn't know we could, or I was, you know, I'm not used to using this phrasal verb with objects. Like a letter has just come in.
Yeah,
or, you know.
Rather uncommon, I would say.
Yeah.
To use this phrasal verb.
Yeah. But I got it from a podcast. It's someone, you know, using this phrasal verb normally, like that.
Yeah. Sorry, the connection was bad. What did you say? Where did you find it? Where did you encounter this word?
In a podcast.
In a podcast. Okay.
Yes, and I recommend.
What podcast where are you listening?
This one is fresh. I listen to many, but this one was Fresh Air. Fresh Air.
Fresh Air.
Yeah. Fresh Air is American, and it's a show where people are interviewed, you know, and it's very, like, it's been on the air for a very long time, a few decades, like 20 years or more. It's really cool. Email has just come in. Yes, I guess we can use it in this way. Email has just come in. It has just arrived.
It's arrived, yeah. I just was
Hello,
delivered
Johnny.
to me.
Fresh Air. Thank you, Red Branded Cherries. Yes, freshair.com. I recommend that podcast because it has transcripts. So you can listen to the recording and you can read the text and you can use this material. Do you know any British podcasts? Yes, I do. But off the top of my head, let me see if I can remember. I know, oh my God, I don't think I remember right now, but there are so many good British podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts, Peter?
Oh, sometimes I do. The most popular, notorious Joe Rogan podcast. I think everyone knows it, right?
Which one?
Joe Rogan.
Ah, okay, yeah. I've heard of that one, but I don't listen to it because Luke, thank you, Hugo. Yes, Luke English podcast is very good. I've listened to this one. And can we speak in our classes? Isn't it better to understand for children?
Another, guys, I would like to, sorry for interrupt. I just, I remember to this podcast, a really good one. It's Philosophize This. It's a brilliant podcast.
I've heard of this one. Philosophize This. Nice.
Yeah, it's a good one. A very educational one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's about philosophy, and I was enchanted by this guy, the host, and then I fell in love with philosophy.
Oh, that's nice. So
but last time I listened to it was a year ago, perhaps.
A year ago? Hugo is saying rock and roll English. I've never heard of this one. I'll take a look. Okay, rock and roll British podcast. Nice. Philosophize This. Okay. Sounds deep. Sounds deep. Okay. All right. So Peter,
a good one and a very entertaining one. So.
That's important. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So it's my
let's
turn.
See. Yeah, it's your turn.
So let's say you are walking down the street in a big city, and then suddenly you see a familiar face, like over your old friend who you haven't seen in 20 years, and how call that this the act of meeting that person?
Okay, I have something, but I'm going to wait for people here to try to guess.
Yeah, guys. So imagine that you are walking down the street, and then suddenly you see someone.
Is it come across? It's Tyler is saying come across. Is it?
No, it's not.
Not this one. Yeah.
No.
Not this one. There is another one. Is there a letter U in the verb?
In the verb, no. Yeah, there is one. Yes, there is one. There is one.
Here we go. That's what I was thinking. To bump into?
No, no, it's not. It's not to bump into.
Oh, okay. To run into. Saba Abed is saying run into.
No, run into. No, not that one.
No. No. But bump into, no. So they are kind of synonymous, right? I think the meaning is similar if it's not the same. So it's not that. It's not come across, not bump into, not run into.
No.
I'm face to face. Let's see what else. Walk into? No, it's not a phrasal verb.
No.
Come upon. Is it come upon?
Come upon. No, guys, no, no. You haven't guessed it. Nobody has guessed it yet.
Oh,
but
wow.
you are close. You are close.
Tell us a little bit more. Can you give examples and run out of? No.
Okay, you can also, for example, the words I'm introducing in my videos, I also, it can also be used in such context, like in a book, you encounter that word in a book, let's say, or just try to think. It's rather common. It's pretty common, actually.
It's pretty common.
Phrasal verb. And I use it often too. So,
Is the particle separable or no? Can it be separated from the verb?
Oh yeah, it is separated. Yes.
Yeah. No, like, can I, for example, can you have like the?
No, I got you. I got you. No, it cannot be
right?
separated. No, it
All right. So I'm gonna ask for the first letter of the verb.
The first letter is S.
S.
Yeah.
S. Oh my God.
Come on, guys. You can help, Erika.
Yes. Come across, bump into. That's all I can think. Me too. This is interesting. So, come by. No, it begins with S. The verb starts with S.
Okay. I'll give you the first letter of the
particle.
The particle. Yes, it's
okay.
It's
step
U.
You?
No, it's U. The first letter of you said is it particle, called particle, or?
Yeah, it's a particle. Particle is the generic name because it can be a preposition or an adverb. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the generic name because sometimes it's a preposition, sometimes it's an adverb.
So
stumble upon. Adorable.
Yes.
Stumble.
Exactly. Oh. Stumble upon. Good job.
All right.
Good job.
I love that. Stumble upon. Good job, adorable. Papai.
Good job, all of you. Thank you for. Thank you for engaging.
Help. Yes, that's very nice. So let's just see something here. So Zara is asking about come upon. What does it mean to come upon? I think come upon means the same, right?
Well,
you know what it means?
Come upon. I actually don't know this one. Come upon.
I don't know if it means the same. Yeah. So all these phrasal verbs are very similar in meaning. Step in is not, right? To step in. I don't know the exact meaning, but
I don't think it means that.
Yeah.
What?
To stop by means to visit, but that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, to bump into is a very common one.
I like that. Stumble upon. Nice. Okay. Let's see another one.
So now it's your turn.
So this phrasal verb means is used when you offer to give help, you offer to give information. Usually, like in a public situation, there is a need for information or something, and then people, I don't know if what I'm going to say is correct, but they would present themselves with, you know, they would offer help, offer to help. This one, I think it's mine. I think it's a bit formal, on the formal side. Yeah,
people are saying help out. Help out. No,
yeah, it's not help out. So again, it's this movement. You're moving towards me, right? So it's in relation to you. So there is this verb of movement. And the preposition or the particle, because I don't know if it's a preposition or an adverb, shows the direction. Shows the direction you're coming from. So.
Interesting. I need to think.
So
what could it be? What could it be? So it shows you offer your help somehow.
Yeah. Yes.
You give it away.
Sorry?
You give your help away.
Yes. It's not into. It's not into. Because if you need help and I have information I feel I can help you, look at my movement. I cannot do this virtually, but I am, you know, moving.
Okay, like in, right? Just in.
Yeah, it's not in, it's another one. So some examples. Several people, phrasal verb to offer their assistance is one. An audience.
Okay.
Oh, the followers are phrasal verb to help you. Yes. Oh my God, Colt, you got it. He got that. Wow. Come forward. Just come forward, not come forward to. But forward.
Just come forward.
Yes, you got it. Forward.
Come forward.
Come forward.
Okay.
So,
good job, Colt. Good
job. Wow. Good job. You, Maya, almost got that. Move forward. Yeah, but when people come forward, that's one possible meaning. They want to help with information. That's what you're doing here. Helping us out. You're helping us out, or you're...
Come forward.
Come forward, yes. So
I wouldn't have guessed it.
I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't either. Okay, because... so this is the same person. This is the same interview in Fresh Air, in that Fresh Air episode. The same person used all these phrasal verbs. And then I said, oh, that's so cool. I want to know. So the person is a person that is old. I believe in their 50s or 60s, because that makes a difference in the kind of vocabulary a person uses, right? And so just for you guys to know. So yes, come forward. Nice.
And in what way do you think, Erika, the vocabulary differs? I mean, from
in terms of age.
How would a person's vocabulary be different from other people? What factors would influence it? What do you think?
There are many factors. Age is one of these factors, because, for example, a teenager will use a lot of slang, a lot of phrasal verbs, a lot of very colloquial expressions, you know, use maybe ain't a lot to express negations and things like that. And also today, because things are changing so fast because of the internet, the older generations, people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, I think they're slower, right, to absorb all these changes, especially in language. So they will tend to use the kind of language they learned 50 years ago, which is different from today. It's different from a person who was born, you know, 15, 20 years ago. It's different. So it depends on age. It depends on sex, on gender, if it's, you know, any gender. Or it depends also social education, access to education.
Social status.
It depends on so many things. It depends on the surrounding environment, the family. It depends on your friends. It depends on what you like, you know. So I love to read. So I'm very excited and inspiring by these words. I love them. I love to learn them. I don't really have a chance to use them with people, with my students, for example, because I need, you know. But what I tell people is to learn as much as you can, everything. Don't, you know, discriminate, just learn absolutely everything. And then you will be able to choose what kind of language is appropriate for that context, you know? Yeah. Where are you? Who are you talking to? When, why, etc. So you have more control. So if I'm talking to someone in the street, I can use a certain kind of language. We will understand each other. If I'm talking to, you know, people in other contexts, I will need to use other kind of language. So I think I like to be very inclusive in terms of language, what you learn, when the kinds of things you decide to learn when you're learning a language. Okay. So I guess Tyler is asking, can you introduce the best books for idioms or phrasal verbs? So, do you have any tips on that?
Okay, the best books for idioms or phrasal verbs. Well, I wouldn't say that I could choose a specific book for learning idioms or phrasal verbs. I think many well-articulated authors use many idioms and phrasal verbs in their books. So just read what you prefer, what you like, and of course, classics. I would recommend to read classics.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because the well-known books are really beneficial. Will be really beneficial for you. Not only in terms of vocabulary, but just will make you a wiser and more intelligent person. And
Divergent entirely is asking, how did you manage to learn those? I don't know.
What about you? What tips would you give? How would you answer?
In the past, I think books that teach phrasal verbs and idioms are great too, but they are not. It's not just these books, right? I believe again in including as many things as possible. So together with books like that I wouldn't know which one to recommend now, but together with that, what I've been teaching students to do recently is to work with podcast, like recordings, audios, and transcripts of, you know, real people using the language, and see how people use the language. Today we can do that. So pay attention, like what I did with this podcast. That's what I did with the podcast. I listened to the podcast, I read the transcript, and then I sieved through the text to find a few phrasal verbs. And it's awesome because these are phrasal verbs I don't usually use, you know, so it's a way to learn. They're new for me. I'm always looking for things to learn, new words, new phrases, etc. So when I'm
talking about the transcript, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
About transcript and reading transcript, for example, of books. Let's say I've got an audiobook and I'm at the same time I decided to read it. So
perfect.
I listen and read it simultaneously. What do you think about this method?
This is, in my opinion, this is the best, the top thing you can do to improve your English. The best. I don't think there is anything better than that. Because you're practicing. I tried this. Because you're practicing your list. Go ahead.
Yeah. When I was learning Danish, I practiced doing this. I just picked up a book in the library and I was listening to the audio version of it. And it's, I was impressed by the results.
Yeah, because you're practicing your comprehension skills, listening skills, your reading skills, but also these are passive skills, right? To complement that, I tell the students to also write a summary of what they heard or read, you know, to practice writing, and also speaking.
Great tip.
It's important to write a lot, to practice writing and to speak. What I do, for example, when I can't find a partner, I record myself speaking. Actually, my Polyglot Erika page on Instagram is just videos only videos, practicing pronunciation and speaking, but mostly pronunciation because I'm a beginner.
That's what I do every day. I listen to my own pronunciation. I hear mistakes and I try to correct them.
Okay, Peter, so you do that. You record yourself.
Yeah. No, I mean,
okay,
when I post these videos.
Tell everybody here, tell everybody, because when I tell my students, people are so scared and so afraid of doing that. They don't like to listen to their voices, and they don't do that, but that's so...
I'm recording video. Sorry for interrupting, but I'm recording videos for YouTube, for Instagram, and there are bloopers, you know? Bloopers or bloopers, like when
bloopers, mistakes.
Make mistakes, pronunciation, and I can film my videos 10 times, and only the 10th version will be good enough.
Yes, because because people think it's magic. People think you record your videos like the first time it's ready, it's done, that's it. It is like in 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes to record a video, or 1 minute.
The truth. Yeah, let me tell you the truth. The first time I started filming these videos, I couldn't speak for 10 seconds without stumbling and making a mistake, and I was just horrible. But now I can speak for a minute or even 2 minutes without making mistakes in my speech.
This is fantastic. You're probably, and I could bet on that your English is so good because of the kind of practice that you do, right? This kind of practice. You pay attention. First thing, you pay attention because there's no point of studying like hours if you're not paying attention, if your head is somewhere else, if you have problems, if you're thinking what you're going to do after your study session. First of all, pay attention to what you're doing, right? This is the first thing you should do. And then do that. It takes a lot of work, but you can see, Peter is the example we have here. His English. Oh my God, your English is amazing. Perfect. So it really works.
It's for me. It's been really difficult to pay attention, especially in this when I studied at school. I couldn't pay attention. My mind was just wandering somewhere else all the time, and that's why I had horrible grades at school.
Yeah, me too. To tell you the truth, as a child, I didn't pay attention to anything. It was very hard for me to focus. So as I became older, I started to try to find a solution for that because I could not live like that, just not paying attention to things. So you start to find solutions to help you focus, what can help you, what works for you, because many times what works for you doesn't work for other people. So you have to test a lot of things out and see for yourself what's happening, if this is helping you or not, etc., etc. But it's a lot of work. When I record my videos in Polish for my Instagram page, sometimes it takes me like an hour to practice. I repeat, I listen and repeat. I listen to the Google. I put the sentence in Google Translate. I listen many times and I repeat many times one sentence. And then after that, like 20 minutes later, I record myself. No, and I record many times too. And then like the 5th time, 10th time, it's okay. I will not do more. Sorry?
It takes courage. It takes courage.
Yeah, it takes courage, yes. It takes courage, and it takes, people should not, because a problem that I see sometimes is that people are always comparing themselves to other people instead of focusing on themselves, So, of course, you look up to other people to feel inspired, to learn, to see what's working for that person. You can experiment with that, try it out, see if it works for you. It might work for you, it might not work for you, and then you have to keep testing. This is an ongoing process. It never ends. Never ends.
Yeah.
Because you're
always... you are yourself. You are never going to be like someone else. There is always going to be someone better than you, because we are not perfect.
you should compare with yourself.
I also compare myself to others, but I know that I shouldn't. But sometimes it's difficult not to do that.
This is difficult, especially today with the internet, with Instagram. We are encouraged to compare ourselves, but comparison is something that is ingrained in our minds. This is a natural human thing to compare. But the way you compare is, makes the difference. Are you going to compare yourself and see the other person as an inspiration, as I want to be as good as that person, to speak as good English as that person, or what is that person doing? I want to learn, to have an open mind. Some people call it to have a growth mindset. If you have a growth mindset, it's okay if you, to see what other people are doing. But other people have a fixed mindset. It means they don't believe they can learn. They don't believe they can learn. They look at other people.
They're just telling that story to themselves. And I have been telling myself many stories which were untrue and were biased. And I just had prejudice towards myself. And many of these stories are just false.
False, exactly. So why did you do that?
Let me tell you about YouTube, about Instagram.
Okay.
I always, not always, but for the last 5 years, I have wanted to be a YouTuber, a video maker, a content maker. But I told myself that story that I'm unable to do that because I just can't speak. I just can't talk to the camera because I don't have that talent. I'm horrible at speaking and many other stories, but it's just untrue because now I'm actually making these videos.
Yes,
and I'm
you're very successful.
Thank you. I'm just saying that I'm the same. I'm just like you guys and girls. I'm just the same as you.
It's because you found your way. I think what you did was you stopped and listened to yourself. You became aware of what was going on. You became aware of these stories that were false. And said, I want to change this, right? These stories are false. Let me discard them. Let me create stories that can help me. And we can see that it's working for you. We live and learn. Yes, we live and learn.
And I would like to recommend you a book I've been listening to. It's 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson.
Oh,
I think it's a well-known book. So I would encourage all of you to read it. It's brilliant. I've been listening to it many times now. And every time I listen to it, I learn something new with each time.
Yeah. So it's important to read the things that can help us grow, become better people, and to feel good with about ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Very nice.
Definitely.
So learning is a never-ending process. Totally. Yes. Peter, you speak Russian. Dia Volga. Can you say hi in Russian? Can you say something in Russian?
Oh yeah, it's привет. Привет.
Привет. Привет.
Yes, great. Привет. Привет. Привет.
Привет. Привет.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll need to practice that E. Maybe you can teach Russian. Maybe you could teach Russian too on your. Maybe you could teach Russian too on your YouTube channel. Have you thought about that?
I could, but I'm not passionate about Russian. I love English, and my philosophy is that I want to focus on one thing, and I believe that if we focus on one thing, we are getting the best at that.
I agree with that.
When we are unfocusing, we are getting worse at other languages.
It's laser focus.
Yeah.
Zara is asking, do you know any vocabulary in Persian? I unfortunately don't know any Persian yet. Do you, Peter?
I know it's merhaba, I believe.
Oh, merhaba. Hello, merhaba. Yes. Cool.
Yeah. Maybe it's Arabic. I'm not sure, actually.
All right. Oh, my God. 20 seconds left. We have 20 seconds left. So it was so fun. I need to say my goodbyes now. I hope we can do this sometime in the future, Peter, because it was so much fun.
It was really
and you're
fun. It
such
was
an
amazing
interesting
to talk to you. Thank
person.
you, Erika. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erika. You're amazing too. Thank you. And you're very knowledgeable and interesting to talk to. Thank you.
Thank you.
And